Hi everybody, sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyazifunde iy'ncwadi ey'bhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese siza la sizoxoxa ngazo ley'tori esuke siy'fundile, senzela laba phela abasuke bengenaso isikhathi sokuthi bay'funde iy'ncwadi nalaba abasuke benqena nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama-reality shows ethu ala eMzansi bese siza la sizokhuluma ngawo lama-reality shows, senze ama-reviews, ama-recaps, siphinde futhi sikhulume nga-any other issues avukayo uma ngabe lama-shows sesiwabukile kwi-TV. Uma ngabe uyaqala ukusijoyina namhlanje, eyavu late, phuthuma-ke upresse u-subscribe button la ngezansi ukuze phela ukwazi ukuthi uthole our content. Ungakhohlwa ukuthi upress notification bell ukuze ukwazi ukuthi uthole umyalezo uma ngabe umsebenzi omusha sesiwufakile. Namhlanje my video is different because I'm going to talk about people that I have never talked about before. But I guess because we do have a right to talk about this one person on this video because she is a reality star herself. Gogo Maweni, she's on Izangoma Zodum. Actually, I didn't watch season 2. I watched season 1. Season 2, because but keep the other Gogo that was on season 1, which was my favorite. So I just couldn't watch season 2. But here's the thing that really I'm going to talk about what bothers me when it comes to this story, honestly. Obviously, I mean, we've been hearing stories and seeing videos. SK Khoza, who's a very talented artist. I will say artist because I don't think that he's only an actor. And he is somebody that was really like loved. I guess he is still loved. And because of his work, one of those people that really loved his work on the Queen. And obviously the recent videos were not something new ukuthi kuphume something esisurprisayo when it comes to behavior ka-SK Khoza. We know there was a video that came out a while ago where a certain behavior that was a surprise for some of us who are a little bit older to be like, okay, is this what celebrities do for entertainment? Because there were young girls, they behaving a certain way. So it was a surprise to us, but I guess we just had to accept it. Sometimes I'm a celebrity. They do entertain themselves in a way that Sinabantu, like just average people, do not understand. And after that, as well, there were talks about domestic violence accusations between him and his fiance. And I guess that case is still ongoing. We were not there, guys. We don't know. We just know that that is what his fiance says happened. So we have to respect that. But all of those things that were happening, really, for me, it was just such a disappointment because he was somebody that was admired, especially really honestly by young people. My kids really loved Ushaga, especially that character Shaga on that Queen, that banter between him and Ulokuzana Babumngane was really nice. And I wasn't watching the Queen recently when he was taken off the show, which I also just disappointed me. It really just got to that point where he got fired. Now we see these videos now that are coming out because for me, all of these things that were happening, I just thought it's him misbehaving. Maybe it's influenced by alcohol or other things because we do know in the entertainment space, isn't there Ganjalo Zenzega? So with the recent videos that came out, really like watching those videos, the first thing that I thought was like, you know what, his family here needs to take care of this because I don't think there's anybody that can watch that video and say what's in SK Khoza is like 100% sane kulawa ama-videos lawayana. It's either corner something engekho balance njengamanje mentally kuyena, or he's got something that he's putting on his body that he's not supposed to, that is influencing him to behave that way. But that is not a normal behavior. He says, Yena Uguti, he was upset. That guy he wanted to fight with had said something insulting to him. That's why he was behaving that way. But even if he was angry, guys, it wasn't normal. There was something that is like, no, uyahlanya lo muntu, ngathi uyahlanya lo muntu. Is he like that all the time, or is it because he's influenced by something? That really was something that I was wondering about. But I felt like it was getting to a point where I felt to go to, as the public, there's not much that we can do except we're just going to watch these videos. I felt to go to, it was time that his family took steps to force him to at least get help. And then, guys, all of a sudden, this story comes out where people found a post that Gogo Maweni had posted. I guess it was on Twitter, if I'm not mistaken, where Gogo Maweni is talking about obaba bey'ngane zakhe. Number one, we didn't know ukuthi ugogo Maweni had a child with SK Khoza. So people seem to have found out ukuthi ugogo Maweni has a child with SK Khoza. Initially, I was like, naba-ke sebeqalile ngamanga. Amanga lawo. I was like, Amangala, there's no way that we have never, ever heard anything about Gogo Maweni, no SK cause, and then all of a sudden they have a child. Bengistshela nje ukuthi amanga. Until I saw this one for Toga Gogo Maweni with 3 kids, which I assumed it's her kids, and then one of the kids, I'm like, yo, Fana exactly. Ufana naye, and then I was like, Hayibo, it is a possibility that ingane yakhe ngempela. So someone found a post kaGogo Maweni. uGogo Maweni says ukuthi yena akanawo ama-issues with baby daddy bakhe because yena indaba yakhe no-baby daddy yaqedwa endumbeni. Yaqedwa endumbeni. Athi the conclusion was ukuthi amukho umuntu ozodla iy'ngane zakhe zingadli. And then she ended it there. She didn't elaborate or anything, but it was clear enough ukuthi yena iy'ngane zakhe must be taken care of, otherwise nothing good is gonna happen to the father if ukuthi ingane yakhe ayilokhuzi azondliwe iy'ngane zakhe basically. Now I don't know how now everything moved, focus moved from SK Khoza and his behavior and whether he needs help or not to now everything is being blamed on Ugogo Maweni. Ugogo Maweni now. Because honestly, I feel like as South Africans, sometimes it's like we do everything we can to protect our South African men, especially our black men. It's like we cannot fathom, for some reason, we cannot fathom ukuthi this black man made certain decisions in his life to get his life where it is. We are trying to find a way to say it's not really his fault, he's not really in control. Like, we have to find somebody to blame. And the really sad thing about these things is that it always comes down to a woman being blamed from a black woman's fault. Like, if a black woman falls, it's gonna be a black woman's fault. If it's not his girlfriend, it's his wife. If it's not his wife, it's his mother. Like, I do not know why we have this mentality of which when a black man misbehaves, we have to find other reasons to say this is the reason that he's misbehaving. Is it not a possibility, honestly, guys? Because when you look at that video, it does look like mhlampe kungenzeka, possibly, allegedly, whatever, that uLokhuzana SK has taken something that makes him behave that way. And the fact that Lama video now is not just one video, there's other videos as well moving around. Abantu, they're taking videos of him. Is it not a possibility? Why are we jumping into the conclusions of what uthakathiwe? Is it hard for us South Africans to believe what our black men sometimes make decisions that destroy their lives, that destroy their careers, and in order for them to get better, they have to take that responsibility and be accountable and go and get help. Why do we have to always find a woman to blame for for a black woman's fall, for a black man's fall? For an example, even Lentoka Will Smith, not Jada, you guys, it's like a grown man that had a lot to lose stood up in front of millions of people on the night that he was supposed to be his biggest night, the night that he was supposed to win an Oscar. He stood up in front of millions of people and walked steps. He didn't take a step or two. He took a lot of steps, you guys. I think it's like what, 50 meters. He was like 50 meters away from Chris Rock, and he walked and he took another step and another one and another one and another one, and he got in front of Chris and he still made a decision to slap him. He slapped him walked back and he sat down. And after some time, he walked onto the same stage. And instead of immediately apologizing to Chris Rock, he didn't. He made a decision not to apologize to Chris Rock and apologize to everybody else except for Chris Rock. And then he went and he sat down. But what happened immediately after that, it's all Jada's fault. I was like, I was like, how did he get to, how did Jada, whisper something to Will to say, go and slap him or whatever, or here's my man, he's going to beat him up because Jada didn't say anything. But it's just like, it seemed like that's just something that the world does when a man messes up. We have to find a reason to blame a woman for it. But also, I thought, well, okay, let's just say that for argument's sake, let's just say, okay, for argument's sake, that ugogo Maweni did Takata uLokhuza no-SK, because ake sithi nje umthakatheli, you know. According to her post, she's very clear to say, if my children do not eat, nobody will eat. Which means that if ukuthi ngempela umthakathele ukuthi ingane yakhe akayondli, which is also his fault. Why are you out there being this actor that everybody looks up to? Obviously, uyahola. Why are you not taking care of your child? Why are you not taking care of your child? Is she not even justified with Tagaten? Because what is the point really of us supporting you when you're doing all of these shows if we go to when somewhere that you are not taking care of? I guess it's this argument when Tagate who SK Khoza is true. Is it? I mean, is she really not justified? Because this man is not doing anything for his child. Why should he be out there having fun with Imali when he's not giving me anything to take care of his child? But for some reason, it's still Gogo Maweni's fault that this man has a child out there that he's not taking care of, allegedly. And then when things happen to him because he's not taking care of his child, it's still not his fault. It's Maweni's fault. Because, of course, we have to find a woman to blame for it. Even if, oh, Baba Bengane Gogo Maweni, there were 15 of them, and all 15 of them had a similar fall, it would be because they are not taking care of their children, because she's clear to say, if my kids don't eat, nobody will eat. So if you are taking care of her children, she's not going to do anything to you, or Idlo's like is not going to do anything to you. So why are we not looking at the fact that this man was possibly, allegedly not taking care of his children, which is the reason he's in the situation that he is in right now? Why do we always have to find an excuse for a man's behavior, but we always have to find a way to blame a woman? It's like people are out there now body shaming Ugogo Maweni because Ugogo Maweni possibly uthagathe u-SK, but why would she target him? It's because he was not taking care of his child. And this was not a struggling artist. He was working, but he was not taking care of his child. What is the point of him working if he's not going to take care of his child, if it is true what is being said? Now, what does uh, Gogo Maweni's body and how she looks and all of that have to do with anything? If she has a child with SK Khoza and her child is not being taken care of, does she not have a right to fight? If an should they not do that for her? Why are we not looking at the problem that we have in South Africa, which is the fact that men are out there being successful and making money, but they are not taking care of their own children? This is not men who are struggling. No, these are artists with TV that we know for sure that they're getting paid, but they're not taking care of their children. I'm a soccer player. Now we have to but why were they not taking care of their children? Why are we even here right now? Why are you not taking care of your child? I do not understand how we are going to make all of the excuses for these men. And someone wrote a comment in one of the YouTubers' videos who would say, ever since this his fiance went on set, I don't know if his fiance went on set and then opened that case of domestic violence, Ubani has never been okay. But what was the woman supposed to do? If really there was, because we don't know, if really there was domestic violence in their relationship, was she not supposed to report it? So now if he is affected by the fact that she went and opened the case, now it's a woman's fault. Like, why is everything a woman's fault? Like, iyiphi responsibility efanele sinike u-SK Khoza njengamanje for how he is and how his life is? Ikuphi afanele akuthathe? If ethakathiwe, so does it mean he did nothing wrong? He didn't, akazange aze aphuze utshwala, akazange aze afake anything ezo-influence behavior yakhe yena emzimbeni wakhe, akazange enze lutho yena. There's nothing, ayikho i-responsibility esizoyinika yena. Ake sithi kuthakathiwe because uma uthakathiwe vele ubehavior in a way that you cannot control, but uze uthakathwe nje nawo undle iy'ngane zakho. Why are you not taking care of your kids? If there are issues mhlawumbe ze-DNA, you think it's not your child, I mean, unemali, hamba wenze i-DNA ubuye like confirm ukuthi ingane yakho wondla ingane. Why? So I do not understand, guys. I think I'm saddened by the fact that we are blaming a woman for, let's say, for if your judgment is Gogo Maweni is wrong, okay, yeah, she's wrong, but isn't he wrong by not taking care of his child now? I feel like we're giving him excuses when the focus should be on how he must get help, because obviously, yes, mhlawumbe uthakathiwe, but guys, khona izinto ay'fakayo mhlawumbe emzimbeni wakhe ezimenza ukuthi abehave a certain way, and he needs to get help for that. And if ukuthi kufanele ahambe ayohlawula lapha edlozini likalokhuza likaGogo Maweni ukuze izinto zakhe y'hambe, then he must do that. He must do that, because that means that vele wayebonile ukuthi baze bamenze ukuthi abe kanje. But I do not like kule story lezi. What really disturbs me is how we are finding a way to blame uGogo Maweni for this, and I feel like we are not even sure that she did do something. Umuntu onedlozi, guys, idlozi lakhe vele liyamprotecta from izinto ezikanjena. We remember we watched Umnakwethu laphayana, and we had an episode where this girl was taking indoda isangoma, and we're all sitting there watching. So what is this girl thinking? What happened to her the next season? She was struggling. She lost her child. She had a miscarriage. She lost her child. She had to go back and apologize to isangoma. And she did say isangoma ukuthi, no, mina nginedlozi eli-strong vele, if ukuthi wenza izinto ezingangijabulisi ngeke izinto zakho zize zikuhambele kahle. Not ukuthi ngiyakuthakatha, it's just the way that it is. Idlozi lami alifuni nami. So he knew ukuthi unengane nesangoma, and then wathi sangayondli. Did he really do that? That's why, I mean, at the beginning, I was like, guys, amangala. SK doesn't have a child with Gogo Maweni. But I feel like we have to accept, but either way, it's either he is doing isn't it is meant to behave in that way, and in that case, he really has to take responsibility for that himself and get himself help, or his family needs to help with that. Or if we were to value Gokuma when he did something, it's because of him, because that would mean that he wasn't taking care of his child. And that is the real problem here that we have, is that men are having children and they are not taking care of their own children. And when things happen to them because of that, we blame a woman instead of asking ourselves, "Yini indaba yena bengondli ingane yakhe?" Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like it before Pumegona, share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Nginithanda kakhulu.